Hey guys, ItsHexical here, and today we're going to be checking out Akko's ACR Pro Alice Plus, and you might be looking at this keyboard and thinking, what the heck is this thing? First of all, you should stop being so judgmental, and second, this is an Alice layout style keyboard. Essentially, it's a split keyboard but in one case. It's slightly ergonomic, but it's not as ergonomic as your Ergodox keyboards. It was popularized by the TGR Alice as well. You have things like split space bars, sometimes two B's on the keyboard, and it also has a 10-degree angle. All of these design choices are supposed to reduce the strain on your wrist because of that angle, and it's also supposed to help accessibility with typing. If you want to learn more about the Alice layout or custom keyboards in general, you should check out my Discord. There's a lot of people who are willing to help you out with keyboard stuff, and it's just a great community. There's going to be a link in the description below. But now that we've got that all over with, let's go ahead and unbox this keyboard. Opening it up, we can see that we're presented with a ton of goodies. On the top here, we have a polycarbonate plate. Below that, we have the keyboard itself. Finally, we have this box which holds the accessories for the keyboard. This includes the rest of the keycaps to complete a 190 keycap set, which is really impressive. And then you have a full metal switch puller and a tool to take apart the keyboard, and then you have a keycap puller and some extra gaskets. Finally, they also include this coiled cable, which is rubber, but it still looks pretty nice, and you also have some optional feet to add onto it. So let's go ahead and get this box out of the way and check out the keyboard itself. We're rocking with the 68 key layout. The PCB's 5-pin hotspot, but unfortunately it only has north-facing LEDs. It does have support for screw-in stabilizers though, which is always nice to see. Between the PCB and plate, we also are going to have a silicone switch pad and a pour-on plate foam, which is going to make this thing sound super deep and thonky. Then we do have a USB-C connection on the right side of the keyboard. Now let's move into the thing that makes this keyboard pretty special, and that's the mounting system it uses. Akko implemented a gasket mounting system, which is pretty popular nowadays in the keyboard scene. It uses silicone gaskets around the edge of the keyboard to keep everything together, and what this does is it gives the keyboard an extremely flexible typing feel. You can see here as I push down on the keyboard, there's a lot of give to it, and that's exactly what this does. Typically, you only see this type of mounting system being used in more expensive keyboards, but now it's becoming more popular with budget ones, which I love to see. The case itself is made out of high quality CNC acrylic, which makes the RGB shine through quite nice. The two pieces are pretty thick and they don't feel cheap at all, and you also get some EVA dampening foam in the case, which is also clear so that your RGB shine through isn't hindered at all. It's all held together by 12 hex screws on the bottom of the case, and they do provide a tool to take them off. We also have some rubber feet, and there's a nice little badge on the bottom. Moving on, let's look at the pre-built specs of this keyboard, including things like the switches it comes with. So when this keyboard arrives at your doorstep, it's going to come fully built, and what it's going to be using is Akko's ASA black on white keycaps, an aluminum plate, Akko plate mounted stabilizers which are pre-lubed, and then you're going to have the Akko CS crystal switches, which is a linear switch with a 22mm spring and 48 grams of operating force. Normally budget pre-built keyboards come with some cheap parts, but I have zero complaints when it comes to this one. When it comes to software, unfortunately this keyboard doesn't have QMK or VIA support, but Akko has said that future keyboards might have it. For the time being, you're currently stuck with using the Akko Cloud software, which isn't that bad. You are able to control the RGB, and you're able to do per key RGB, or you can choose a random effect. I also noticed that you can't control the underlight RGB with the software, but you're able to do that with hotkeys, and same with the other RGB. Other than that, you're able to select different key maps or create your own, so this software pretty much has everything you need. Some other things that I'm just impressed about in this keyboard kit are the fact that it comes with a full metal switch puller, which are typically not coming with kits. You get some extra gaskets, and you also get a full keycap set, which is definitely not common. Essentially, when you buy this keyboard, you're not just getting a keyboard, but you're getting a lot of accessories too, which I find really nice. Now that I've unboxed the keyboard, let's go ahead and do a few different sound tests, and make sure you listen through them for a cookie. Now that we've heard what the keyboard sounds like and I've given a little unboxing, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my final thoughts and tell you if you should be shoveling your money for yet another keyboard. When we're looking at other Alice keyboard kits, typically what you're gonna find is that they're either in group buys that ended or they're really expensive. And if they're not in either of those two categories, they're probably soldered, and not many people want to take the time to learn it or just don't want to, which is completely fine. Although I do highly recommend learning it because it makes you feel like a cool scientist. So the fact that I'm holding an Alice keyboard kit for $120 is pretty impressive by itself. But then they throw on things like having a nicely implemented gasket mounted system, a full keycap set, high quality materials, and so much more. I mean, it's a no-brainer that this keyboard's a good deal. Just the keycap set that's included with this kit itself allows for a lot of customization, which I find really amazing, and it's normally a $60 set. There are a few things that I could be nitpicky about, like the fact that it doesn't have QMK or VIA support, or the fact that the 3-row column on the right isn't staggered, but those are really tiny things, especially when you're talking about budget Alice keyboards. So if you asked me if I wanted to buy a keyboard kit just like this one for $120, my answer would be 100 times yes. The layout is super unique and eye-catching, the keyboard's made out of high quality materials, and it comes with a boatload of goodies. That means if you're looking for an Alice keyboard or just a unique keyboard in general, I'd highly recommend checking this one out as a starter option. That's going to be it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.